we're going live as soon as the circle starts moving. There we go. We appreciate y'all being here today. So we're going to bring out one bill today in forestry. This will probably be some of the most substantial language that we work on this year. This is going to be Senate Bill 2059. 2059 it's called the biomass bill. This is an attempt to get us kind of in line with our sister states around the Southeast with regard to just the biomass, the bioenergy feedstocks. 2059 was brought in just because we all know that we're at a position where biomass is kind of the only option we've got left for the thinning of timber across the state. And we all know what just happened in the past year with the insects and the droughts that have come in. It's really stressed the trees. We're seeing deaths across the state that are substantial. Some 12 million trees is what I believe one of the numbers that Ag brought out, or the Forestry Commission brought out. This is an attempt to assist our partners in continuing to develop markets for biomass across our state. We currently do have a facility down in southwest Mississippi. I believe Drax is that one, and Viva was the other one that have worked on pellets. Drax right now is the one that's kind of coming to us, working through this even further. Our chips end up powering Europe. That's what happens. If you don't believe it, we kind of tracked a chip from Mississippi all the way to a light switch in Europe. We watched it go through the plant, end up on a boat, going overseas, and they crushed it back down and they utilized it for the purpose of making their electricity. I can't tell you how the market lies on that. That's not for me to be of concern about as to whether the pricing is. My concern is to be sure that we don't have any hindrance out there to keep those markets from continuing to expand in Mississippi. I think that we've done a great job, or not we, I didn't get to do it. I think there's been some great movements made in Mississippi to continue in doing that for the purpose of providing those markets to our landowners. If we don't follow our management plans in these forests, we're going to continue to see the problems we've seen in the past year to higher levels. You don't thin your timber, you are putting it in a position to be just the smorgasbord for the beetles to come in, because they don't have that natural growth pattern that's out there, where in a natural forest, the overgrowth would continue to shade out other timber and things of that nature. So our problem is we plant it too close, and we did not go in there across the board and thin it like we're supposed to. Now, would that have fixed the problems this year? We don't know. This is an attempt to try to help continue that market. This is the biomass bill, and it is right here. You're talking about everything from your residuals, from pulping liquids to pulping byproducts, woody manufactured residuals, paper recycling residuals, wastewater process treatment, biogas. It actually defines out what all can be utilized, and other wood products, including without limitation crates and pallets. So all of that can be crushed back into those pellets and utilized. The biggest thing is we're putting that definition in our code section. It says we are supportive of biomass, and that biomass is considered renewable and carbon neutral. That's because the carbon can be sequestered back into locations here, whether it be the trees or whether it be pumped back down into some of the salt domes we've got here. It's very simple as far as the rest of it. That right there will allow for more sales. When they get their markets for the pellets, then we actually get the market for the facility to come in here and build here. One of the things is we in Mississippi do consider biomass produced energy a carbon neutral, renewable energy source, and it's recognized by even groups like the United Nations Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change and International Energy Agency. And secondly, if the CO2 is taken off the biomass power station, it's either sequestered underground or sequestered back into trees, believe it or not. Those grounds will absorb that carbon back into it, and it's just the cycle. It's the natural cycle that goes on. The bill doesn't limit everything to one form of biomass. As a matter of fact, the natural gas, renewable natural gas industries reached out and said this is a good product to move forward and continue to develop that natural gas. There are plants across our nation that actually utilize methane gas from landfills to power plants. And this is all about trying to continue that effort to move forward. So I do throw this bill out there for you to review today, and I would open the floor for any questions. Are there any questions on this bill? Not? Are there any? Is there a motion? The motion is title sufficient to pass. All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposition say aye. All right, I would entertain a motion then. All right, so Riser reports a motion. Thank you, Senator Thomas. Thank you all for coming. Probably said way too much, didn't I?